Hello, my name's Gary with HaveFunWithScience.com, and today I have a question for you. What do you think would happen if I take this empty eyedropper and place it in this bottle full of water? As you can see, water is dripping down the bottle because it's so full, and the eyedropper is floating above the jar. And next, take this cork and put it on the bottle. Now more water is dripping down. Now, what do you think will happen if I take this cork and firmly push down on the bottle? Do you think nothing's going to happen? Or do you think this eyedropper will kind of hover in the middle of the bottle or sink all the way down to the bottom of the jar? Let's find out. Look at that. The eyedropper sinks to the bottom of the jar. Now, what do you think will happen if I lift up on the cork? Cool. The eyedropper goes up to the top of the bottle. Let's try it again. Goes down to the bottom and goes up to the top. So why did this happen? What causes this eyedropper to go down to the bottom of the jar and then come back up to the top? Well, for the explanation, let's get a closer look at what's actually happening. The first thing I want you to notice is the water level in the jar. It is almost to the top, yet from the top of the water to the rim of the bottle, there's a small air pocket. As I push the cork into the bottle, if you listen carefully, you can hear some of the air escaping. Okay. Now the bottle is sealed, and if you look closely, you can still see an air bubble below the cork and at the very tip of the eyedropper. Since the bottle is sealed, no more air is going to escape the bottle until I lift up on the cork. Now, as the cork is taking up more and more room in the bottle, that leaves less and less room for the air pocket. So that air pocket has to squeeze in tighter together and then push down on the water. So, now since the air pocket is occupying space that was once held by the water has to move. But where can it go? It can't leave the bottle because it's sealed. Yet the water must move. The water is displaced from its original location, meaning it's pushed out of the way. And the only place left in the bottle for the water to go is in the eyedropper itself. Therefore, the water fills the eyedropper's tube and at the same time pushes the air in the eyedropper up into the eyedropper's plunger. And when that happens, the eyedropper is now heavier than the water. Now when I release the cork, some of the water empties out of the eyedropper, and when a sufficient amount of water empties out of the eyedropper then becomes lighter than the water and floats back up to the top. And while the water is leaving the eyedropper, air from the plunger is refilling the void left by the exiting water. Therefore, the air pressure inside the eyedropper varies. When the eyedropper is full of water, the air is compressed inside the plunger. Therefore, the air pressure is greater inside the plunger when it is filled with water. And when the water leaves the eyedropper, the air pressure reduces because the air is no longer confined to the plunger and can fill the void left in the eyedropper tube by the exiting water.